Foundation and Empire is the second Foundation novel, and it's really good. I really liked it. So this is number 2 in the Foundation. There's 3, and I know it's confusing. The last one is called Second Foundation. I thought the Second Foundation was the second book. It's a little confusing, but no. Foundation and Empire is the second book, and I really did enjoy it. Again, just like the first one, it's very hard to pay attention to. At points, you have to immerse yourself in this book. You have to try. It's not like you can get lost in this book, or at least in my opinion, I found it very hard to just lose myself in this book. I had to pay attention to it a lot, but when I did, I found out myself enjoying it. Isaac Asimov writes in a way where his product is not the book. He's not trying to make the best book. He's trying to get his idea across, all his ideas out on the floor. He's trying to get them all out to the world. And the way he does that is a book. It's not like this book is going to be the best book of all time. It's just him getting these amazing ideas out into the world. And this is what really does well about that. This adds a lot of conflicts because all the characters are dead from the last book. It's been many years, just like how much thing with the Foundation crossed in the first book. And now they are, different things. Found the first part of this book to be much worse than the last part. The first part kind of just deals with some stuff with the Foundation, and some big things happen in this book. Yes, I will admit that. But I really did not care for it as much. But in the second part, it really throws things up, put things on his head. The mule is such an interesting character, and I found him to be just so interesting, and I won't spoil it because this is not a spoiler review, but the person who is the mule made me think so much, and it was a very good twist to put on it. And with the clown was such a funny character, and then the beta and her husband, and just these characters were very immersive, since they were good characters, and I feel like they did some of the best character work since the beginning of the Foundation, because if you don't know the Foundation, it's not the greatest on character work. That's one of its weaknesses, but again, like I said, Isaac Asimov is not trying to go for the result as the best book. He's trying to go for the result as his ideas, which are amazing to get out there. And this is some good science fiction. This is some classic science fiction. Again, this is the first science fiction before Frankenstein. And this was some beautiful work. Harry Seldon, he has his little idea, his little hologram is playing, and there's something cool happens, and I really just love everything that really happened in this book. It's not perfect. I had to spend so much time paying attention to it. I'd be oh, I just blanked out on 5 pages, just no idea what's going on. And it's very hard. It's very hard to put your attention, especially I like more action. I like to be immersed in my book. If you're looking for a thriller, this is not sci-fi thriller. Those are for the more modern sci-fi. The more modern you get, the more like a normal book science fiction gets. But this is really on the side of this is a lot of knowledge, a lot of what humanity can do with the psychohistory and the math to predict the future in the groups of thousands. And I think Dune is a very better mix of it because there's characters involved, and there's because with the themes, there's a lot of world building, there's characters involved, there's other things involved, which makes it an amazing book. And there's something like Project Hail Mary, which is basically just a sci-fi thriller, which I love all of those books I just mentioned, but they're all very different. And I'm Kanye. I really enjoyed Foundation. I think Isaac Asimov is a great writer. I would love to check out his iRobot books or his other books. So Isaac Asimov recommendations in the comments below. What should I go on to other than the Foundation trilogy? Once I finish, I might read the prequels and the sequels. I know the show is coming out. I'm a little bit behind on the show currently, but from what I've watched, it's pretty good. And yeah, this is a good book. I'm really excited to read Second Foundation in November. And this is... I couldn't say which one's better. I would put Foundation and Empire a little bit better than Foundation, but it's still hard to give these books a rating. If you know what I mean, it's hard to say this is objectively good or this is objectively bad, especially for these books, because I can say I did not enjoy them, but I can also say they are amazing books. Because at points I'm bored out of my mind, and at points I'm this is really interesting. I'm never gripped to it, but I'm really interested by it. And yeah, so I just find if you're gonna read this book, find a good place that's very calm, no distractions to read this book, so you can really focus. And once you do focus, it is payoff. I really think that it is payoff, whatever it gives. So that was my review for Foundation and Empire by Isaac Asimov. It improves on the Foundation. It really enters new conflict, and I really loved it. So see you guys in the next video.